Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Bonson, the Technical Trader. Wednesday night, August the 10th. And boy, was it a rough day on Wall Street today. The indices were all over the place, but at the end of the day, rolled over and got hammered. The Dow down 520, one of the worst top 10 declines, I believe, in history. And so the jury's still out about where we're going, but we have not taken out 1100 support on the S&P yet. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. In any case, I do want to go over two things. I want to go over some stocks that did quite well today and show you some pockets of strength. I also want to show you some of the ultra shorts and what they look like here and what the danger is with these and also what the potential is. Starting with BGZ. Now, anytime a stock or any instrument gap runs as quickly as this has from 32 up to 57, it's always suspect and vulnerable to a decline. We got that yesterday when it dropped quickly from 57 down to 46 in a flash, basically, at the end of the day yesterday. Today, with the market rolling over, it certainly surged back and was up 6 points. You can, anytime we get a spike up, a spike down, and then another snap back, the key is to watch the low of yesterday. I will be keeping close eyes on 46 for the BGZ. Underneath that, the stock could really start a much deeper pullback down towards the 40 level. But a surge that takes out 57 could spike up into the low to mid 60s. BLTI had an exceptional day today, up 55 cents or almost 20% on 2.5 million shares, I believe, on earnings. Anyway, the stock did snap back above the 20 and got to the 50 in lateral price resistance, which was just too much for it to handle. That was at 393. It backed up 60 cents and gave back half its gains. So at one point it was up nearly 40%. But still, on a day like this, a spectacular session for that. It's worth watching, particularly for a move over the 394 zone. If that does occur, I wouldn't be surprised to see $5 on it. And it also may be worth watching to see what kind of consolidation or pullback it gets in the zone. Caribou Coffee, absolutely fantastic. A relative strength in the last couple of weeks when the market's fallen apart. This has actually moved up from 12.75 to 16.75 nearly. And as you can see, yesterday had a big spike. Today pulled back and then closed with a positive gain, about $1.10 off the low. And it looks like it could be headed for the top of the channel up around the 18.5 range. That would be my short-term target. CREE on blowout earnings and heavy short covering for a stock that was very heavily short. As you know, this was on our box of shorts list for many months from this level here when it broke down, dropping all the way down from the mid 50s to the mid 20s. The stock finally broke a spike turnaround yesterday and then gapped up and around hard today, up 459, 15.5% on 18 million shares. Now, it did get up to the declining tops line and above the lateral price resistance, but it did manage to close above the 21 and 50-day moving average. However, at that price resistance line. So it would be interesting to watch this one over the next few days if the market does decline and see how it holds up and reacts. Today's low around 31.75 will be a key level for me. Data Link snapped back today 48 cents or 5.25% in a nasty market and held the 50-day moving average on its pullback. Could be that if the stock market does move up here, we could see a quick run back up towards the $11 range, my short-term target. Another ultra short to look at is the ultra short emerging markets triple bear, which had run from about 16.5 to 29.5 just in about 7 trading days, actually 6 sessions, and then got slam dunked from 29 down to 24 yesterday before reversing today up 359 or almost 15%. Volume was much less than it had been on the run up, so that's always a cautionary thing. And right now you want to keep close tabs on any pullback that takes out the 24 level because it could easily pull back to the 2021 range. But a breakout above 29.5, it wouldn't shock me to see this spike into the low, perhaps even mid 30s if the market's getting out of control. FAZ ultra short triple bear also had run hard from the 40 up to 81 level, nearly doubling in 2 weeks. Came down very hard, dropping from 81.5 down to about 61, 20 points yesterday, and then gapping back up and running 11 today. So quite the volatile instrument there. And keep an eye on resistance up around 80, 81.5. If the market does get crazy and that thing spikes up there, that would be your resistance. Current favorite, MyTech, which had a hard hit during the market decline, snapped back yesterday and then today pulled back, but then closed with a gain. It managed to be up 17 cents on a day when the market was down quite dramatically. There's resistance up in the zone, and I'll keep close tabs on the 840-60 zone, but I move through that. I would expect to retest the 10-10-20 zone, and then secondary support target up around 12.25.5. Big day for PEGA Systems, which spiked on earnings and exploded at 505 or 14%. A huge volume for that stock on a day like this. It did close off the highs by a substantial amount, and it was up 9 at one point, but managed to close down around the moving averages. We'll have to see what kind of follow through, if any, this gets. Certainly resistance is up around 44.75 and then 47.5. Those are my two targets. Parexel, PRXL, also snapped back with the reverse yesterday and then another $1.25 or 7% today. We're right back up to resistance. This is the level to keep an eye on. If there is a follow through, we expect the 21 may be more difficult. And certainly secondary target up around 24 will be very difficult to get to unless we get a strongly rallying market. Soda, ahead of earnings, jumped at 92 cents today, although at one point it was up as much as 3.50. It did back off quite a bit and managed to close, as I said, up more than 1% today in a bad market. Key support around 63.5 and resistance up around 79.5. Those are your levels to keep an eye on. Stamps.com, after popping last month and then consolidating, got hit by the market this week, but managed to reverse yesterday, pulled back this morning, and then closed with a slight gain on a day. But I like the overall structure of the pattern, including new highs and on-balance volume. That's impressive. If a move does occur and we take out 1790 or so, I think this stock could be in the 1920 zone very quickly. Another ultra short to look at is I'm sorry, that's not what I want to look at. TZA, which, as you can see, had rolled over hard here. Excuse me, after running up hard from 31 up to 68. That was the biggest percentage move of any of them. Then came down hard, dropping from 68 to 52 yesterday alone. But today it spiked back up to 7.25, 14%. And this is the area to watch. That level right there, about the 51.5, 52 zone, is key short-term support. Any move up towards the mid to high 60s would encounter resistance. And move through that could blow it into the mid to high 70s. Take care on that one. And lastly, today's the VXX, the VIX Volatility Index short-term futures. The XX also have been running as the market spikes down and the volatility index spikes up. You can see a reversal yesterday and a snapback today. We have resistance around 36 and a move through that level could take it quickly up towards 39. Support around the 31 level. Those are your charts of the day today. Be very careful tomorrow and maintain stops on all positions. That's it. HB out for tonight.